Pisces squad, hi, how are you? I am here with your very first monthly and I'm so excited. Thank you for joining me. I'm really excited to be getting these out right around the astrological new year. Everything is springing and budding and new. So, just like Mother Nature, I'm going to keep that same energy. um, we have here a 5 card spread. I've already shuffled and pulled everything for you. We are going to have a card for a spirit message, although in true Pisces fashion, you guys have 6, 7 cards on the board. I don't know what y'all need to talk about so bad, but here we are. You've got 2 messages from spirit. You've got a card for every element, and then your card, you had a card that wanted to come out, but it didn't want to be revealed until after I already pulled your spread, which included 2 spirit messages. So I put it at the bottom of the deck. So we're going to start there. This I feel like is not super specific, but maybe a few Pisces are kind of struggling with this. So we're going to talk about this independently of your reading. You've got the Daughter of Fire. So I think some of you are really struggling with your physical self-image. Some of you are really struggling with beauty and power, and where those things come from. And some of you are slipping into vanity or insecurity, feeling like you're not pretty enough, feeling like you're not spiritually or emotionally, mentally enough. This card talks about a lot of, again, struggle with self-image. Some of you are really, I don't know if it's because you have a partner who stopped telling you as often, or a partner who, or just a person, or you yourself have really stopped tapping into your physical beauty, have stopped telling you, hey, you look really good today, or whatever, or you just don't feel as beautiful as you could. I don't know if some of you maybe have gained weight, some of you maybe have just had a baby, some of you just might not feel the same physically as you usually would. This card is here to tell you your beauty is not your only source of power. You are beautiful because of everything that makes you up, not everything like makeup, right, that you put on the outside. That isn't what makes you who you are. Some of you are really having a hard time with your self-image, and this is about beauty. This is about your physical appearance. Some of you are really having a hard time, and it's basically just saying like, hey, you're really slipping into a place of almost obsessing over how you look, when you need to be obsessing, like, if you have gained weight, cool, go to the gym every now and then when we're not locked down. Go, if you want to work out at home, or if it has nothing to do with that, or if there's just something physically that you want to change, I feel, or that you feel has changed, or there's something about a relationship that has shifted, that has made you question your physical appearance, your beauty, things like that. Whatever happened, I feel like I'm just talking in a circle at this point. Whatever happened, just please be aware your power does not lie in what you look like. I know as a Western civilization, hell, as any modern civilization, we really give looks and appearance way more weight than they deserve. But and it gets the best of all of us as humans. It's just natural. It's how we exist. It's who we are. But please do not doubt your physical beauty. Okay, Pisces? Moving right along. I don't know why that message was so intense or who it was for, but you're pretty. Okay, stop it. Moving right along, we've got 2 messages from Spirit. Y'all are talking too much. Okay, Creator said shut the hell up. You guys are talking to Creator too much. Just playing, but okay, so first card out is Abundance. You've got 3 of Water. This card traditionally talks about your boats coming in. You've put in a lot of work. You've sent out the things and the people in your boats to say, hey, I need this material from this land, I need you to get this from this land, and I need you to go get this person from this place and bring them all back, right? This is saying that all of your ships have returned, all of your things are on its way back, or you're just now sending those ships out for those things to be done. What I feel here with this specific card is that you are waiting for these multiple sources to come back into one position. This also tells me that there's a lot going on emotionally. Since it is water, I feel like there's an abundance of emotion that you don't necessarily know what to do with. I feel like it's good, it's happy, it's also like a lot. Like you guys are, I'm picking up nervous energy for some reason. A lot of excitement, but also I feel like there's a secret one of these little waterfalls here that really brings in doubt, depression, anger. So you guys need to be mindful of those things. You guys need to, while you are also experiencing those exciting, happy things, you need to give yourself space and hold space for yourself to feel sadness and grief and anger and feel nervous or feel whatever it is you feel. Okay? It all matters. It all comes into equilibrium here. Okay? It all comes into one source, which makes you who you are. As you can see clearly here on the mat, okay, you've got two fish going in opposite directions. That is you guys. You guys can feel great, and then the other fish is like, and also. So embrace that about yourself. Understand that that's a part of what makes you the little fishies that you are, okay? The next card out, you have Victory. I believe this is, yeah, 6 of Fire. Victory is a card that comes, again, after this hard work. So this is telling me whatever it is you're seeking, whatever validation, satisfaction, whatever the win is for you, is definitely going to come after a lot of hard work. It's not going to be some easy journey. It's not going to be like, oh, yeah, I just, did a little bit of this and then here I am. Like, no, it's going to be like, no, I blood, sweat, tears twice a day, and this is what it got me. So whatever it is that your victory is, understand that you're well on your way. Creator has said yes to your victory as long as you're willing to fight for it and work damn hard for it, whatever it is. Moving right along, you have got change in the earth element, which is funny because I just did the Cancer video. They also had change as their spirit message. So I think for a lot of water signs in general, you guys are experiencing a lot of change in your physical world. Things you can see, relationships, jobs, things like that. And of course, that's for a lot of us right now, right? We're in a weird time. Pardon me. We're all experiencing change in the physical. It's not just like, oh, I'm going through these emotional changes or this spiritual growth. Like, no, I am moving. I have a new job. I got laid off. Like, all kinds of weird shit is happening to a bunch of people right now. So I think that you guys, especially as water signs, are just a little bit more tuned in and tapped into that energy. So you guys are noticing the changes more. Whereas some of us are just kind of like aware. You guys are like, did you see that? Oh my gosh, you guys are like hyper aware of everything that's going on, which I need someone to do it because my Taurus ass sure is not. So thank you, Pisces. But yeah, you guys are really in tune with the changes in the shifts that are happening right now, as you typically are. Pisces is a very intuitive sign anyway, but you guys are definitely affected by and are feeling and seeing, again, very hyper vigilant over these changes. Like, you can see everything. You guys are tuned into all of it. So with that, just allow the change to happen. The more you resist the change, the more it feels gross and shitty and it feels unwanted, the more you embrace the change, the better, the more understanding you will gain from it. That's what I hear. You will understand better if you don't resist the change. This is not a reading for me, so that makes more sense to you than it does to me. We're just gonna leave it at that. Embrace the change. It will make more sense to you when it's all said and done. Also, I talked about in the Cancer video, there's a card in this same suit that is just the root of the tree. You can just see the root. You don't see all of the glory of the leaves and branches. But it talks about how the branches and leaves are the things that actually die off. They're the things that actually change, whereas the roots are solid. They don't go anywhere. They hold that tree down year after year. And what changes are the leaves and the branches. You need to start looking in your life at leaves and branches. Who in your life, as far as friends, lovers, all sorts of relationships, who are these people that come into your life and they die off and they change? Who are the people that are at your actual root system? Getting in touch with that will give you a better idea of some shit that might be changing and shifting and things that you need to stop resisting, as far as if you need to let a relationship die, or if, you know, you're having trouble with family or work or whatever. Moving right along, in the element of water, you have the daughter of air. This tells me you guys are pissed. You guys are pissed about whatever this change in the physical is. You guys, one of two things. You could be very pissed, right? Which is causing you to act aggressively. Or you could be experiencing someone else who's super pissed about a lot of changes and things that are going on, and you're experiencing their aggression, which is turning into like a psychological, almost abuse. One of someone, you, your partner, family, work, whatever the dynamic is, someone is being psychologically abusive, and it's really stirring up your emotions. You're very aware of what's going on. If you are the person being emotionally manipulative, and if you are the person who's being aggressive because someone is challenging you in some way, or you're feeling the pressure of all these changes, stop. I'm telling you right now, whatever you're doing is a reaction to something. Whatever you're doing is, there's something underneath that you need to get to the bottom of. It's not that you shouldn't be acting this way because it's just inappropriate. No, you shouldn't be acting this way because there's something underneath that if you spend more time with it, there's a healthier alternative to acting. There's a healthier alternative to what you're doing now. You're acting out, you're lashing out, and there's a better way to go about doing that. A way that will get you heard is what I'm being told. Some of you feel, and it could have a relationship to this daughter here. Maybe there has been a lack of intensity in a relationship, or maybe there has just been a change in a relationship. Like I said, physical appearances change all the time. Maybe your partner has been hypercritical lately. Maybe you have been hypercritical lately. I feel like these two have a lot to do with each other. So just be mindful of that. Don't allow other people to gaslight you. Don't allow other people to tell you who and how to behave if you feel that you are the victim of the psychological abuse. Pisces, also, you guys are always the victim. You guys are ruled by Neptune. You can't help it. You guys do feel very victimized a lot of the time, and you guys do have a very intense victim-savior complex. You like to be the victim, and then you also like to be the savior. You need to pick a lane, little fishies. Pick a lane. You can't be both in this situation. Don't allow people gaslighting you and being aggressive towards you or being snappy with you to turn you into a hyper-aggressive, super rude, bitchy, whatever. Like I said, there's something underneath. This is a reaction to something on whoever's behalf it is. Try to get to the root of the reaction. In the place of air, you have the Chariot. which is letting me know whatever this conflict is or whatever your situation is, you're going to get through it no matter what. You've decided, hell or high water, this is the direction we are going. That said, you're going to have a lot of emotional, not hardship, but there could be resistance on the path. As you can see here, though, in the card, you really could care less. You got smoke clouds behind you. You've got all kinds of things on the road, but you're in this whole ass Humvee and you do not care. You are pushing through whatever. Emotional resilience is a really good thing to possess. Not if it's going to be at the detriment to your mental health or to your emotional well-being, okay? So just think about, as you're pushing through these obstacles, as you're pushing through these situations, yes, you will be victorious, and yes, you will have to put in a lot of hard work, right? We talked about that here. But this doesn't mean trampling over people to get to whatever it is that you're looking for. It doesn't mean counting yourself out and being inconsiderate of your own self in order to make something happen, if that makes any sense to you at all. You have it in alignment, again, with change. You have got to understand that with any change is going to require some level of emotional resilience. Whether it's good, bad, indifferent, you are going to have to learn to live in a different way, to exist in a different space. To your emotion, your emotions are going to be different in every different place and space that you are in. So just be mindful, again, of running over other people's feelings and running over your own feelings just to get to the end game. You don't want to do that. Last card out in the place of fire. Another card that my young Cancer friends had. You have comfort. The Four of Water. So this card talks about, so first of all, before we talk about what the card actually stands for, otters are known for, they're a little spirit animal of friendship. And they're so cute. Look at them. Otters are known for friendship, and they're also known for being fun, being playful. So this is saying maybe you need to create, instead of taking out this aggressive, pent-up energy that you have, taking it out in this Daughter of Swords sort of way, kind of being snappy and hasty with your tongue and really reflecting on how people treat you, so I'm going to treat them the same way. This is saying go find those friends who allow you to be exactly who you are, those friends who love you for who you are, and talk to them about how they, how you can go about this. Or if you don't want their opinion, you just want to hang out with like-minded people, go splish splash with some other water creatures. Get back in touch with those friends that really make you feel good about yourself, your position, what you're doing in life, things like that. Aside from your friendships and creating, strong bonds with friends in this moment, this card talks about versatility, being able to make a home in land or on water. Otters live in both the water and they live in land. This is basically saying this period of your life is really going to require you to be flexible and good at being flexible. You are going to have to get good. Instead of just being tolerant and instead of just being flexible, you are going to have to be, again, you're going to have to do these things very well. You are going to have to exist in two different spaces, in two different ways, extremely well. These creatures can get down on land, they're fine. They waddle all around, they're great. They're great swimmers, they've got it all figured out. It's time for you to do the same. It's time for you to learn how to communicate with maturity. It's time for you to learn how to stack financially. It's time for you to learn how to love graciously and in a way that is not overgiving or you are taking too much from a person. You also are going to have to learn how to pray and how to stay spiritually aligned while doing all of these things. Creating a home, creating a living, creating space for yourself, self-love, all of those things, you're going to have to get really good at doing it all. I don't know what you did to deserve this, but that's the message. So as you get good at doing these things, just keep in mind, again, emotional resilience is going to be huge for you. You're really thinking about all the things you're going to have to go through to get to a certain place, which is fine. Just please, again, keep in mind, don't run anybody over, including yourself, on the way. As these things change and come in, and if people are treating you harshly because of some of the changes they're going through, because you can't show up the same way that you were going to, or you can't show up the same way that you were because of things that you are going through, it's okay. But don't be psychologically or emotionally abusive to people around you. And do not tolerate people around you doing the same in reverse. Okay? Again, don't let people gaslight you and have you out here confused and fucked up. Pisces is really good at that. All in all, you guys have a pretty decent spread. It's not all good things. It's not all bad things. I would, again, expect nothing less out of a Pisces. You guys are just a lot. So with all of that said, please let me know how you feel about the reading. If you want me to go more in depth, if you like it, if you want a different spread, if you like the deck but you want to try another one, I just ask that you keep it respectful. I do have a fire Mercury that I am not afraid to use. And again, thank you so much for checking me out and tapping in. I hope any of it resonates. Again, I'm sorry for putting you guys very last at the end of the month, but I will do you guys first at the beginning of April. That way there you guys have a whole month to enjoy your readings. If you like them, again, please give me a thumbs up at the bottom, and I will see you next time. Stay well, little fishies.